We're good. Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Pete Van Dorpe. I'm the soon-to-be past president of the International Society of Fire Service Instructors. And we're having our annual meeting here this year, as we do every year at FDIC. We've got a booth set up as well. If you want to come by and chat with us a little bit, we're in 10019. That'll be our booth starting on Wednesday, and we'll be here all week, of course. For those of you that don't know, the International Society of Fire Service Instructors is a member-based and member-driven organization. We have about 1,700 members. We're celebrating our 60th anniversary this year. We've been around for a while. And so what we do is the purpose of the society is to support, elevate, and inspire fire service instructors. There's really nobody else that has the fire service instructor as their sole focus. And when we say fire service instructor, we mean everybody from that company officer or the senior firefighter that takes the responsibility for training the new guys or the guys on the company, all the way up to that director of training in an organization, that chief of training that has to run the show. We have the ability and the means and the membership that can support that entire breadth of the fire service instructor. And that's what we try to do. And I think we do it reasonably well. 48 of our members are teaching at FDIC this year. So we have an impact here as well, and we're happy to be a part of it. One of the big things that we do, one of the things we're most proud of is we do credentialing for 1403 for fixed facility and acquired structures. It's like one of our flagship programs. We have an excellent cadre of instructors. The reviews are always off the charts positive for that group of guys. So if you're in need for credentialing your live fire instructors, we can do that for you. We also have a training officer credential that we can do. Some states have a really robust certification program for the training officers, others not so much. So we can plug that gap for you as well. Some states are adopting our program as their certification for their credentialing for their instructors. So that's good to have and know about. We've also done grant-funded training programs in the past. We've done Principles of Modern Fire Attack some years ago. We've done a online or a classroom basement fire program, and then this past year we did a hands-on live fire basement fires program, and we delivered that to, I don't know if I'm gonna, about 650 students during the course of the year. We've also had over 1,000 students partake in the online program for the basement fires. And so that's all wrapping up, at least the grant funded part of that. You can still get the class through us if you're interested, but it's not free anymore because the grant is run out. But what we will have coming up in the not too distant future is a implementation of NFPA 1700 class. So if you're paying attention, and if you're watching this, you're part of the fire service that pays attention. 1700 is and is going to continue to have an impact on all of us. And we're trying to give fire service instructors a little bit of a leg up, if you will, on implementation. So it's fine to read the document and say, okay, this is what the standard is now. This is what the goal is. How do I make this work in my department? So we'll be doing 12 deliveries throughout the country. It's grant funded, so it'd be no cost to you if you participate in it. The locations are still being firmed up, but just check us out. Check out the webpage, ISFSI.org, and once we get them all firmed up, the locations, sign up will start then. So you just contact the host and we can work through that. So that's sort of the long and short of what we got going on. Oh, also, if you're here at FDIC, we every year we give out an Instructor of the Year award. This year's recipient is Joe Netter, and that'll be Thursday morning at the opening ceremony. So please come down and support him. And wonderful guy, been in this fire service forever. He's just one of those old stalwart, sort of quiet, you know, volunteer that's just persistently been grinding it out year after year after year. And we're really happy that somebody that has flown below the radar, if you will, has a chance to be recognized. I think we don't recognize the volunteer fire service often enough. We claim that we do, and we all try to do that. But the truth of the matter is, you know, they make up the bulk of the American Fire Service, and they don't get the recognition that they truly deserve. So we're going to write that a little bit this year with the Instructor of the Year award. It's going to Joe Netter. So please come out and show your support for him and for the volunteer fire service in general. That would be great. Let's see what else we got going on. So what does this society do? What's the benefit to you if you become a member of the International Society of Fire Service Instructors? One, the intangibles are the networking and the support. You know, I mean, we have a website, we have a membership page, you know, we have answer your questions. You know, let's just say that you're that newly minted training officer in your organization, right? And the chief says, okay, you got the job, now go fix this. Right? I want you to revamp the training program. I want you to rewrite this. I want you to, you know, make the world a safer place to live. You're going to fix all the wrongs in the fire service now that you're the training officer, because that's what training officers are expected to do. Everything eventually becomes a training problem. Oh, give it to them, they'll fix it. So now what do? Right? You can start from square one if you want and try to reinvent the wheel, or you can contact some people that have been through exactly what you're going to be going through. And have struggled through it and have figured it out, and they will show you the way. They will give you the roadmap. Our membership can help you through that whole process. And it's really outside of the deliverables that I talked about before with the training programs and that the credentialing and that. What we really do best is hook you up with somebody that can show you the way. And really show you the way, not just, okay, here, take a look at this, but really guide you. In fact, we've just launched it this year. We're wrapping up the pilot part of it, is a formal mentoring program. So we will hook you up. You sign up. It's a web-based program, and it's got just enough oversight. You know, we're not going to get in your business. That's between you and your mentor, but it's just enough oversight to make sure that the program is functioning well, that the feedback gets in, and we know that everything's working the way we intended it to. So the idea is, you know, whether it's a particular project you need to be mentored through, or it's just your career path in general, you just fill out what it is you're looking for. We'll match you up with a mentor that feels that they can help in that sort of circumstance. You guys get together, and then it's up to you. You do what you want to do. And then the feedback part of it is just enough so that we know that, yes, this is working for me. Yes, I think the mentor was appropriate. You know, or I'd like to talk to somebody different. This isn't working out. So we're really, really proud of this program. We're really happy with how it's worked out so far. The feedback has been really good. So we're really thinking that this is going to be the value added thing for the society, for our membership going forward. Paired up with that, we also have what we're calling a professional development matrix. So for many of us, you know, if you got a young firefighter, particularly in the smaller departments or in the volunteer sector, looking, how do I advance in my career? What's my path? What do I need to, you know, if I'm going to be doing this is going to be my life's work. Where's the roadmap for how I succeed in this profession? And there really isn't one out there, right? Way too often, the first question, or when you ask this kind of, you know, when you ask, you know, how do I get to be this, or how do I advance? Often the first answer is, well, where do you live? Right? Because it varies so much from location to location. We're very parochial. The American Fire Service in particular is very parochial. So we're trying to bridge that gap, if you will, right? We're trying to give you that roadmap that says, okay, if my goal is to be a fire service instructor, these are the sorts of things that I need to be working on. This is the information I need to master, that sort of stuff. If I just want to move up through the ranks, what is that going to look like? If I'm interested in you know, lateral moves, like I want to be able to move laterally in my career at some point, what's going to happen then? Are my certifications going to be good in different locations? All that kind of stuff. So that's what this matrix is for, is to try to put in one place that roadmap that you would need to move through your career and your within your organization or just in the fire service in general. So those two things working together, that's our newest initiatives. And I really think that those are going to be the things that the value added benefit that membership, that our members receive. That's the thing that they're going to get the most out of moving forward. So we're happy to see all of that come into place. We'd appreciate it if you'd stop by the booth and visit us while we're here. Like I said, it's booth 10019. There'll be somebody there all week. You can talk to me. You can talk to the new president, Seth Barker. I think I mentioned early on when I first got on here, I said soon to be past president. So we have our annual meeting every year, and Seth is the president-elect, Seth Barker, out of Big Sky, Montana. Maybe you'll get him on the program, Tammy. I don't know. We'll set him up. We'll get him up here so you can talk about the future of the program or future of the society and where he wants to take it. Seth has got a background in the volunteer fire service. Seth has a background, you know, if you know anything about Big Sky, Montana, it's a small town in a big state in the middle of nowhere. And Seth has taught here for years and years. And he's really good about meeting the needs, understanding the needs of that smaller fire department or that officer, that whether it's a instructor or just that company officer or that chief officer that is in not in a resource rich area, right? I had the benefit. I grew up in the Chicago Fire Department. I grew up in the state of Illinois that has a very strong fire service education. The Fire Service Institute in Illinois is just a remarkably strong organization. The training environment in Illinois is spectacular. And I had the benefit of all those resources coming up in the fire service. Not everybody has that. Many of us are resource poor. And I don't mean just money. It's just the training environment, the support that you get. A lot of fire service instructors are just on their own, and Seth, has been Seth's reality, where he's on his own. He's got to figure it out himself, and he's mastered that, and the society helped him master that. So Seth brings that to the table going forward with the Instructor Society, and I think that's going to be a great benefit for the society itself and for all of us, because of that perspective that he has. So anyway, that's, our board. I might as well talk a little bit about the board, our board of directors. So we have a board that is comprised of volunteer firefighters, firefighters from Canada, firefighters from the Netherlands. We have Boston firefighter deputy chief in Boston just joined our board. So we cover that breadth. We hear all those perspectives. And we're happy with that, with the diversity of the board, the way it's grown in the last few years. We just got through doing, well, I shouldn't say just got through. We're a couple years into a strategic plan now, so it's going to be time to revisit that in the not too distant future. But it's helped us focus our efforts again. We go through that process every 3 to 5 years, developing a strategic plan. So that we make sure that we're still staying relevant, we're still staying current, and that's helped tremendously, because we all know that organizations can drift, right? You get lost in the weeds. Every once in a while, you've just got to refocus on what your core mission is. So we've gone through that process, and we'll continue to go through that process. So that's, I think that's what I got for you this morning. You'll hear later from our executive director, if you're staying tuned on this webcast here. Lee Hubbard, who's our executive director. I think Tammy's got her lined up for later in the week. And so you can hear more about the nuts and bolts of the organization. She sells it better than I do. That's her job. That's what we pay her for. So, but really, you'll enjoy listening to Lee and the direction she's taking it, because, it's, most of us are just a bunch of dumb firefighters, and we need smart, you need to have that smart person behind the scenes there that knows how to run the computer and knows how to work social media and knows how to market your organization and all that kind of stuff. And that's what Lee Hubbard does for us, her and her team. So you can hear from Lee, and I'm going to go chase down Seth and make sure that he comes in and talks to you as well. So hopefully most of you watching this are at FDIC or planning to come down to FDIC this year. This is our Mecca. This is where we all come to get reinvigorated. This is where we all come to get, get our Jones satisfied here and be around people like us, right? And get reinvigorated, get rejuvenated, get excited again about our career and our job and our mission and what it is we do. And you can't find a better place to restart, jumpstart, your career, your passion for your career and your job and your life's work. You can't find a better place to do all that than right here at FDIC. So if you're not here yet, get your butt down here. And if you can't make it this year, make it a point. I mean, a lot of times it's because you don't plan far enough ahead, and then it comes along. And of course, the pandemic, threw everybody a curveball. But if you can't make it this year, start planning for next year. Because if you don't plan ahead, then you're going to get behind. You won't be able to make it. And you really, if you think of yourself as truly being a career, and I don't mean, paid, I mean, that this is your career, this is your vocation, then you have to come here. You really do. You have to come here at least every once in a while, because you're not fully involved in the fire service if you're not attending FDIC at least a few times in your career. So I'll wrap up with that, the shameless plug. And thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And have yourselves a good week and a good show.